talking about where I've been, what I've been doing. I was pregnant at 18 and I had a little baby. So I became a mom. Lately, what I've been doing is just raising him. So it's been really nice seeing him grow up and seeing him change. I hope he looks like me later on, just like every other mom I think basically does. So he's currently 4 months. It was a very difficult pregnancy. I'm glad I did have him. I'm not gonna say I regretted having him. I think he's the most special and beautiful baby I could ever ask for. But pregnancy was difficult. I found out I was pregnant about 2 months after I was actually pregnant. So I was pregnant in March and I did not find out until May. I told my parents in May, I think towards the end. That was difficult. And then my boyfriend's parents knew, I think, or a little earlier. And then we ended up, because my dad is a pastor, it ended up being announced at church that I was expecting. That was one of the difficult parts of my pregnancy. You know, you when you're a teenager, you don't expect for your entire life to be told to people. Especially in a situation like that, it's very difficult. People tend to be very judgmental. And it wasn't very like a supportive, I would say, environment. We had some people that were supportive. We had some people that were like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, whatever, you just messed up your life or whatever. So that was really difficult. I went through really bad morning sickness. So there's a little hand. There's this little hand. So when I found out in May, I had found out because I was already getting really nauseous and getting really sick. And I stayed like that until he was about 6 months, 7 months. So I was like 6-7 months pregnant. It was difficult. I would eat-ish, but then I would just throw it all back up. So I did lose a lot of weight. And his health was one of my main concerns at that point. So that was just nonstop. I wouldn't want to go to school. I wouldn't want to do anything. Good thing is that I graduated about a week after this all happened, or 2 weeks. I barely made it through graduation, if I'm being honest. I thought I was gonna pass out while I walked the stage. But after all of that, I can say that my pregnancy was pretty good afterwards. You know, it was a good pregnancy with him, and then I kept it a secret from like a lot of people until I found out it was gonna be a boy. So I didn't post pictures of my bump or like how I was growing, really, because it wasn't something that I really wanted to talk about. And I wanted him to be okay before I said that I was actually expecting. But luckily I had a very, very healthy baby boy. I think being pregnant at my age, it was difficult because people automatically like assume things, and then being a preacher's kid, everyone's like, oh my god, my kids are supposed to look up to you, you're supposed to be perfect, you're supposed to do everything right. And that's not a realistic view that people should have on me just because my dad does that. The way that I think of it, my parents put themselves in that position. I didn't put myself in that position. So either way, you shouldn't be expecting me to be at a higher standard when you don't expect that for your own children. So just saying. I do love my baby very, very much. Delivery was very, very easy. I had a 6-hour labor, which was actually very, very short. It seemed shorter than what it actually was. So I had already gotten there to the hospital, and I was about 5 centimeters. It still wasn't enough, and I wasn't having as hard as contractions, but they felt my water, and then they were like, well, you need to stay because if you go home your water's gonna break. An hour after I got actually admitted, my water broke. So it was great. And then after that, it kind of just went by really fast. I spent 2 hours pushing him. His head was the wrong way, so I had to, while pushing him, they wanted me to move his head around. And yeah, he was honestly a big baby. We were expecting a 6-pound baby. I had an 8-pound baby. As small as I was, I had an 8-pound baby, and I pushed him out naturally. No epidural, no C-section, nothing. I did need a blood transfusion after it, but that was the only issue I had other than needing stitches afterwards. But yeah, he is the little sweetest thing. He's my little sunshine. He is a very big boy for only being, he's currently 3 months. He'll be 4 soon. But he's great. I'm so glad I had him. So that's where I've been lately. I've been trying to get things together with him and trying to figure out a lot of things. At first it was really hard because I didn't know. I knew a good bit of babies, just because I grew up around so many kids. Because my aunts and uncles were having babies. I was already a lot older when they started having kids. So I already knew kind of a bit, but then like it's harder when you have your own because sometimes they cry for no reason and then you're like, I don't know what's wrong, or they have cólicos and you're like, oh no, and then you try to soothe them but it doesn't help, and then you don't know what exactly to do. So it was really difficult at first. At this point I have the hang of it, and it's something I really enjoy. I enjoy having him. He makes me smile every day, and he's just so special. And let me see if I can get up. Here's my little big baby. He's my little chunkers. Currently he's very chunky. He came out really chunky, and I was so glad that he came out healthy. Everyone was like, well, how did he come out so chunky if you didn't even eat? Everything you would eat you would throw up. So it was just an amazing thing to see that he came out nice and healthy. But he's a big little boy. But yeah, that's just where I've been, and it's amazing. He's my little baby, and honestly, having him has made me so happy. And I do plan to continue school, so that's something else. Well, I plan to go finish college and finish all of that. While having him, it's gonna be a learning experience to do it with him and try to find the right career that I want to do. Well, I know what I want to do, but like to find a flexible college schedule that works with him and me. But yeah, you'll be seeing more of me again now that I'm better and have figured out the baby stuff and how to properly do everything and take care of him. And so you'll be seeing more of me and him. But yeah, thanks for watching.